I remember I was going to school, and this one dude, he was like, yo, you think you could rap?
Make some noise for Benny the Butcher in this bitch.
He's like, my uncle got a record label. I'm gonna take you to my uncle. I said a rap for his uncle, and I could tell that they was blown away. I always had the slick talk, I always could rap, and I always had the attitude. I ended up starting a relationship with that record label. Honestly, he turned out to be my plug. Growing up on the east side of Buffalo, on Montana Avenue, made me who I am today. Montana is really considered a legendary hood because OGs from around there, dudes who was like in the streets making millions of dollars, and it's kind of been the culture of it. The dudes under them was getting money, and the dudes under them was getting money. In an environment like that, in a hood where everybody poor, that had the hood economy on like a million, so it was just dope to be from there. Everybody was getting money.
This the only block on the east side where the dope shooters all come and get it. Quarterbacking plays from a kitchen, how an honor student gonna become a chemist. At my mom's crib, having flashbacks, 10 guns on me like a Mad Max. Put the team on with the last batch, but you never gonna be half that.
We in the bluff, man. A lot of you can't come to the bluff, man. They'll chase you out of here. You know what I'm saying? We just having fun, put a movie, picture shit together.
I'm the second oldest of 8. There's 8 of us. Being second, a lot of responsibility. You know what I mean? I was a few years younger than my older brother, Machine Gun Black. God bless the day, he passed away. I had to help my mom take care of the younger ones around me. Watching my mom struggle with addiction taught me a lot. Addiction is a disease. You know, some people might not identify with that. It really is a disease, and I know that if she could have her way, things wouldn't have been that way. Around that time, I was running in and out of the house. I was still hiding drugs in the house. She was trying to kick her habit, and I was still like, you know what I mean? I was still doing things that was bringing that type of lifestyle around her. So she ended up kicking me out the house when I was 17. That's probably like the best thing that ever happened to our relationship.
Yo, y'all know what the came to do, right? You know what I mean? I sold this shit out, man. Yo, this shit crazy. I'm just a dirty buffalo, you heard?
My decision is crazy. I never said this on camera, but my decision to be a rapper and to be in the streets kind of came as a package deal. I remember I was going to school, and I was always more advanced than the kids in my grade, but I didn't have the things that they had. You know what I'm saying? I always had the slick talk. I always could rap, and I always had the attitude. But you know, kids around me always had more than what I had. And this one dude, he was at my school. He had all the Jordans and everything. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, you think you could rap, man? He's like, my uncle got a record label. I'm gonna take you to my uncle. And I'm like, okay, take me to your uncle. And after school, he really took me to his uncle's house. We walked to his uncle's house from after school. And then I said a rap for his uncle, and I could tell that they was blown away. Mind you, I'm like 15 years old, like rapping crazy. I remember I rapped over the Quiet Storm, and it was like in awe. And I ended up starting a relationship with that record label, you know what I mean? And honestly, he turned out to be my plug. He honed my rap career, and he honed like my hustling career, the same person. I end up becoming good at it. And when you become good at hustling, that's not always a good thing because that attract money, that attract police, and that attract a lot of things. So it was just crazy, you know what I'm saying? At 18 years old, that's when I found myself in the federal prison system. That was the first time in my whole life I wasn't under the protective wing of my brother, and I'm in prison. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, you know, it made me become a certain type of way. It made me become edgier. It made me become tougher. It made me not give a F, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of made me cold. In the middle of this, I'm rapping and everything. I'm trying to find myself. I don't want to throw my life away in the streets because I'm seeing prisons behind it. But that's really all I know. And I'm really just trying to chase my rap dream because of it. But it's a thin line between being a rapper and being a broke rapper. So I was really trying to get money, and at the same time, all of my homies is on and getting money. My right-hand man, City Boy, he was getting money. So it was nothing to, you know what I'm saying, to put myself back in position. But honestly, I was working towards my rap goal. I always tell people this, like, I'm a good hustler, you know what I'm saying? But I'm a great rapper, you know what I'm saying? I do this better than what I hustle. So I always had more love for music than I really had for the streets. My brother ended up passing away. He ended up getting killed while I was in prison, and I missed his funeral. I didn't trust nobody, or, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know who was responsible for the murder. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that changed me, and that just made me different. That kind of like molded me to the person who I am today.
Yes! Okay! Welcome
coming back. Nah, Benny got it locked, dog, and ain't been on Soul Train and none of that. Press a button and poof, see through roof. Press another button, poof, I can see through you. Yeah, I've been getting dope for a minute, scrap. G's in the couch, guns everywhere. O's in that Reynolds rap. I was on the run, yo. Low in that Reynolds scrap. Front a little homie, you can owe me for a nickel back.
Selling all of those mixtapes and hustling like that came about because, man, I could say one name to you. That's DJ Shay. DJ Shay gave me the blueprint and the hustle that I learned that I still apply today. I was just a rapper. I was just like a corner rapper, dude. Shay taught me that we need to travel, we need to go here, we need to do this. We was just in the studio. And I guess that was his way of keeping me out the streets. He used to come to my house every morning, yo, come to the studio, yo, come to the studio. I used to be in there with my kid, you know what I'm saying? And so that's all we did. And that's one thing that I had over my competition. I was always locked in the studio. So every tape we did, we always got 5,000 copies of it. And we just went. And we handed a lot of those out. A lot of those we just handed for free. And in return, I earned fans, you know what I'm saying? So it worked out for me. The most important mixtape I got from around that time, I would have to say Tana Talk 2. Even though it was other ones that was better and other ones they did what they did, Tana Talk 2, that series is special to me because it's a step in each one of them. When I dropped Tana Talk 1, I took over the neighborhood. When I dropped Tana Talk 2, I took over the city. When I dropped Tana Talk 3, I took over underground rap.
What the bosses got. Yeah, that's me leaving out the whip, speeding out the V-Live parking lot. Them Eastside Sharks is out. It got bad, it seemed awful now. I still serve them hot like it's Waffle House. When it was go time, I ain't panic. I'm God like St. Francis, Black Moses with a blank canvas.
Change came about just being in the basement. When I first signed my Griselda deal, I'm broke as a joke. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing nothing. I got nothing to do but to sit in the house and rap. That's all I could afford to do at the time. And Derringer, he's a workaholic. He a workhorse too, and that was right up his alley. Producers, they love rappers who got nothing to do but rap. You know what I'm saying? They love it. So we was working on that, and I knew that song was dope. I knew it was dope. My man told me like, yo, you should shoot a video for that, and he paid for the video, and you know what I'm saying? The video went up. That was like my most views at that time for a few years. And me and Derringer, our chemistry is like, you know, we work when nobody is looking, when nobody is around. We do a lot of songs like that because he's up a lot of times in the middle of the night just smoking and just making beats. And we feed off each other. He trying to make a beat, he know I can kill, but I'm trying to kill a beat that I know he made specifically for me.
The butcher coming.
It's loud and live. Yo. We gotta keep that energy throughout this whole show. Hey, yo, can I do my thing in this shit real quick? Let's go then. If you used to being broke, then this paper gonna avenge you. See the riot, or they pay for their credentials. I was young, the plug told me just be patient.
I was young, the plug told me just be patient. I'ma hit you, shit slow, work with me. Just take what I could give you. I took that, double back, it got greater, I continue. Cause my loyalty is good as any favor I could lend you. You can hate, but I'm official. I don't break cause I ain't brittle. That's real G shit. If you a gangster, I commend you.
I think Tana Talk 3 really hit how it hit because for one, timing was right. 2, the production is stellar. And 3, I'm just rapping crazy, like my life depended on it because it did. I moved out the projects to move in a house in Atlanta where we was running Griselda business, all the artists were staying there. Derringer, we was all working and everything. And I had a lot to prove. By the time I came around West and Conway, they was selling out vinyls, they was selling out merch, and their name was ringing bells, they was doing shows, and people kind of looked at me as a hanger around. Like a, you know, oh, they on, so they just brought their little cousin. But I always been much more than that, and I had to prove myself. That's why I was going so hard on that. Like my whole future and career depended on it. People set their expectations for me so low, you know what I'm saying? Because they was like, oh, he's Weston, he's their little cousin. So they set the expectations for me low. So when I rose up here, it made it seem like I did something they wasn't expecting, but it was always gonna be there. Growing up running behind Griselda, well, running behind my cousin. It was like, you know, I wanted to do what they was doing. You know what I'm saying? I always wanted their approval. You couldn't come behind Conway talking on bullshit. A lot of times I held a lot of bars that I had growing up until they were perfected because I knew who I was spitting them to. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to like keep up with them in a sense. You know what I'm saying? And as long as they motivate me, I'm gonna keep trying to keep up with them. And I just feed off the energy. Those dudes is legends, and they've been creative back then. They've been working towards this dream, and I always followed through their footsteps and always wanted to impress them.
I was joking the other day, like, man, I hate when Denny gotta rap up after me. I gotta come back here and hear this shit and wanna change my verse up, man.
I feel like I bring a lot of the authenticity, the street savviness. I feel like I bring a lot of, you know what I'm saying? Really those main things, man. A lot of the authenticity and the street savviness from the way I talk and the things that I've been through, and you can reach back and check my story out. I talk about it from a real point of view where if people who listen to my music know when you listen to it like, okay, that guy, he said that he'd been there before. It's just authentic.
Gave my life to the game, had my mama concerned, and made a call when she saw when I got in return. Broke my flow down, they still can't describe it in words. And all the work they say they put in, I gotta confirm.
The whole Burden of Proof album is produced by Hit Boy, the Grammy award-winning Hit Boy. Linking up with Hit came about like this. He just basically hit me on Instagram and was like, yo, we need to cook. And I'm like, oh shit, this is Hit Boy telling me that we need to cook. And I'm trying to tell him like, yo, I'll come out there tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing. So I end up coming out and we end up doing a song. Crazy, we end up doing Legend, you know what I'm saying? That was the first song we ever did was Legend. And it just came out so crazy. He was like, yo man, you should come back, we should do this, we should do that. And I kept coming back to LA and I kept linking with him. He was the first stop. I can leave from the airport sometimes and go straight to the studio with him. And when we looked up, we just had a good amount of songs and we just thought, man, let's go all the way till we got an album. And then we kept working on it, Then we looked up, like, we was in $1 million meetings over this album, over just from him hitting me on Instagram. Now we in $1 million meetings, saying where we gonna take the album to. And man, I decided to call it Burden of Proof. I seen a fan say this on Twitter, like, I'm the one artist who can put them in a whole state of mind. Now, I could never be Jay-Z, but I think I give people that feeling because my background story, things that I've been through, and you know, just the authenticity, you know what I'm saying? So that put people in that mind frame. And plus, people miss Jay, you feel what I'm saying? So anything remote closely to that, you know, people is eating it up. And Burden of Proof is another name for Reasonable Doubt, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like everybody been saying that Griselda is the next this, Griselda is this, Griselda is that. And we've been saying it too. And the burden of proof lies on us because that's what we here to prove it. We want to show that. We want to show that we everything people say we are. We everything that we say we are. So the burden of proof lies on us.